Nope.
Good.
They're gone. So I'm going to get my decks replaced because when they were bringing a lot of the wax and honey went on my deck. So we've wanted to replace the wood with some composite material.
And now you have a good reason to do it.
Now we have a good reason to do it. So, her name is yeah.
I think it's spelled phonetically, P-U-I-N-T.
Leanna would be the one I have a problem with. L-E-A-N-A.
I'll just get an email from Todd with the good ones, the good questions.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but I've been working on my list.
Yeah. He just has to do it.
Yeah.
And Commissioner Horn will be absent and excused.
Thank you.
I just dropped it in your box. I'm not waiting in line. Although I didn't even check to see if there was a line. Oh, well, pretty confident I didn't have time.
The days that they were closed, the DMV was closed, it was amazing that our parking lot was empty.
Oh, yeah.
As it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a weekend.
That tells you how much they're doing. Work they're doing over there.
Jan?
Active again.
And around.
I see the sign, my name and check watcher.
The sign? Oh,
She's holding a sign.
I did not look.
Oh, did she send that?
She sends the pictures, yeah.
Oh, I saw her email, but I didn't see the pictures.
I mean, if the cars are parked illegally, I think
It should be. Right.
but then she also sent a picture of herself holding up a my washers on it.
Yeah.
Washer. She puts the calendars up.
Tall there. Her feet aren't touching.
There we go. Move the chair. That's a good thing. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to call to order the public meeting for August 21st, 2018 of the Arapahoe County Board of County Commissioners. To my left is John Christopherson, the Deputy County Attorney. To my far right is Jolene Sanchez, the Assistant Clerk to the Board. Ms. Sanchez, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jackson? Here. Commissioner Holland is absent and excused.
Correct.
Commissioner Sharp?
Here.
Commissioner Conti?
Good morning.
Good morning. Commissioner Baker?
Here. Commissioner Sharp, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please join me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Christofferson, are there any modifications to the agenda this morning?
There are no modifications today.
If there are no modifications, is there any discussion, questions, or motions concerning the agenda this morning? I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Conti,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Sharp. All in favor? Aye. That motion carries. This is the time when we have set aside for citizens to address the Board of County Commissioners. There's a 3-minute limit. Are there any citizens that wish to address the board? And I don't see any, so that citizen comment period is closed. We have 2 sets of minutes to approve this morning. The first one is from July 24th, 2018. I was absent and excused for that meeting, but are there any questions, concerns, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Conti,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Jackson to approve the public meeting minutes for July 24th, 2018. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions? Myself. And the next set of minutes that we have to approve are from the public meeting from July 31st, 2018. And let me just double check who. It was a full board.
I will move to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Conti. I will second that motion. All in favor? Aye. Any abstentions or objections? Seeing none, that motion carries as well for the minutes of July 31st. Consent agenda has been published, and I don't know if there are any questions or comments about anything on the consent agenda.
I will move to approve the consent agenda.
Motion made by Commissioner Conti,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Sharp. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries. We have one general business item today. It is a public hearing. It is the adoption of our second quarter supplemental appropriation. There are 12 resolutions in this appropriation. And the presenter this morning will be Leanna Quint from the Finance Department. Our attorney is John Christofferson. Mr. Christofferson, would you lay the foundation for us?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Pursuant to state statute, once the county has adopted its annual budget, the board may transfer appropriate monies between funds or between spending agencies within a fund, or, if unanticipated revenues are received, the board may elect a supplemental budget and appropriation, only after notice of the transfer and/or supplemental appropriation has been published. The record should reflect that notice of the 12 amendments to the 2018 budget was published in the August 16, 2018 issue of the Villager newspaper. Therefore, the board has jurisdiction to consider these 12 amendments to the 2018 budget.
Thank you, Mr. Christofferson. Good morning, Ms. Quint.
Good morning, Commissioners. Today I have for you 12 resolutions that were reviewed at the study session on August 6th, and I'm just going to highlight a few of them for you this morning. There's a request to recognize and appropriate $16,000 in the General Fund Public Works Department for the collection of an administration fee from the Open Spaces Sales and Use Tax Fund for the collection of the county use tax. There's a request to transfer $80,000 in the Capital Expenditure Fund from the Altura Paving Project to the Sheriff's Office Employee Security Gate Project. Appropriate $200,000 from the unappropriated fund balance of the Recreation District Fund for the planning phase of the Dove Valley Regional Park Project. Recognize $636,788 and appropriate $744,266 in the Social Services Fund to recognize additional funding received from the state and increase the authorized headcount by 18 FTE in the Child Adult Protective Services Division. Increase the authorized headcount for the Sheriff's Office by 1 FTE for an additional DNA criminalist for the Crime Lab. Recognize and appropriate $4,000 in the General Fund Community Resources for additional revenue received for the 2018 Volunteer Appreciation Event. and recognize and appropriate $52,000 in the Grant Fund Sheriff's Office for the 2018-19 bail grant. All of these requests result in an overall net increase of $639,398, and that results in an increase of $163.59 in the general fund. It's also an overall increase of 19 FTE, with one of those being in the general fund. With that, if you have any questions on any that I didn't highlight.
Any questions, commissioners? Seeing none, thank you very much, Ms. Quinn. This is a public hearing, so I am going to open up public comment. Are there any citizens or anyone else that would like to address the board about this public hearing? Seeing none, I'll close that and entertain a motion. Commissioner Jackson.
I'll do it. I move to adopt the 12 supplemental appropriation requests to the 2018 budget that were presented to the board at the second quarter budget review study session on August 6, 2018, and brought forward for today's public hearing for formal adoption.
Motion made by Commissioner Jackson.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Conti. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Seeing none, that motion carries. Thank you very much, Ms. Quinn. That concludes the business. Are there any commissioner comments this morning? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned.